Once I'm here, I'm going to put shoulder pressure and turn it and take side control. If he spins, take it back, okay? Opposite foot still, okay? One thing I noticed when everyone's doing this, you guys are going straight back. I want you guys to cut an angle. So my partner's closing in on me, and I go straight back, he's still close to me, right? Instead, what I want to do is when he gets here, I get an angle so I can create distance. Okay? So don't go straight back, go at an angle. And if he goes this way or towards me, I cut another angle, okay? So we just have two people, and then once they're about halfway, then another two people, okay? From our elbow this time. Last level of difficulty. Sometimes we don't even have the luxury of being on our elbow. Our partner already passed our guard, and we're on our shoulder. Okay, so opposite foot, opposite shoulder. So when our partner's real close and we can't stand up, we're going to turn out using our shoulder and opposite foot. Okay. If this is too difficult, then you can do it underneath. Okay, but it's called stripping. Opposite shoulder, opposite foot. Okay. Remember to cut angles. Neck out of the way, okay? Neck injury is not fun. So if you're too scared from doing up high, get low, put your arms out, and put your head away from that shoulder, okay? So my right arm is out, my left. I'm going to my left. I'm going to roll back over this shoulder. The common thing I see is you're here, you're about to roll, and then you change midway, or you change your decision midway. So I like this cue. If you've never done it before, right arm out, head to my left. Roll over the shoulder. Alright, go ahead. Partner's going to walk back and forth. What I want to do is I don't want to have to, as he moves side to side, I don't want to have to chase him. Not only do I have to burn a lot of energy, but he's going to outrace me, right? Yeah, exactly. He needs to pass my guard. So I want you guys to use him to pull yourself in the direction he's moving. So if he's going to this side, I'm going to hook with the leg, his far leg. So if he's moving to the right, I'm hooking his left leg. He's going to change directions, I'm going to switch. If you've already done this a million times, you can make it more challenging by closing your eyes and doing it and trying to feel as he switches, okay? And then your partner can make it faster or slower depending on your level, okay? Alright, go ahead. Okay, if you guys have been with us for a while, you know what happens next. As my partner pulls, a lot of people try, especially this bar, they try to reach with this arm. I don't want to ever expose myself in MMA if I reach over, right, I get hit.
So, as my partner circles, I'm going to use, as he pulls me, to grab the near ankle. Then I'm going to switch to a push-pull sweep, but we don't actually hit the sweep here, okay? If you know it, you can hit it as long as both people are understanding what's happening. If not, you just grab, and then he continues the drill, and I go and grab. So I want it to be a fluid motion where you're never reaching for any moves, right? It's not like this, right? Instead, as he pulls me, he goes right into the guard, okay? So,
right, just grabbing the ankle as someone's moving back and forth. Right, go ahead. Alright, what we're going to do down the mat
it's called shoulder walking, okay? So no, just hold my ankles. Okay, so if you're ever on the bottom and you ever feel like you're getting stacked, so stacked is when they push your legs, exactly. If you're flexible, your legs will touch the floor. I'm not flexible, so what happens is as he pushes, you see how it starts going on my neck. Okay? If you're super flexible, your feet will just touch the floor. But if most people aren't that flexible, so what I want you to do to keep yourself safe is you're going to do something called shoulder walking. So he's going to hold my ankles, my partner's going to hold my ankle and walk.
We're going to start technique. So this whole week, or the last few weeks, we were talking about guard passing, right? So, alright, so when you're guard passing, there's several ways you can get around the guard. You can go around it, you can go through it, you can go over it, like somersaulting or whatever you want over it, or you can go underneath it, okay? Today we're going to talk about going underneath it. But just as a quick recap, because we have a lot of new people today, when do we pick each one? So when our partner keeps his legs narrow, I'm going to walk around the guard. So a guard just means he can still use his feet on me. If his feet and knees can't push on me, it's not a guard anymore, okay? So I'm going to walk it when his knees are narrow. I'm going to walk to the side, and there's a bunch of different passes you can do from here, right? We already went over a few of them. If his legs are wide open, right, if I try to go around, right, he's just going to track me the whole way. When my partner's legs are wide open, I pick a pass where I go through the legs. Okay? I still could do like a Toriano pass and throw it over, but it takes a lot more energy. This is the correct move when my partner has his legs open. But my partner can do something different as well. He can do something where he combines narrow legs but still wide. So he's actually like gonna play almost like this, right? Where his legs, his knees go back, so like ball up and like open, yeah. Sometimes they even hug, but yeah. This is more of a sport jiu-jitsu move, but sometimes I'll play something like this. Okay? Anytime my partner has wide legs, he keeps it far back, without the handstand, it's hard to throw it by because it's wide, and I can't really knee cut or go through it because his knee or his hamstring is in the way. So, anytime my partner presents me with this type of problem, I'm going to go underneath. So this is a pass going underneath. So, this is the most common one. I'm going to show you the old school way, and you just have to be aware of it because if you aren't and you don't react in time, you could get hurt, okay? Also, a lot of people will do this to you, especially beginners, and they'll just try and throw it by, right? So you still need this because anytime this opportunity presents itself, you should do it, and I'm going to show you the new school way, okay? So here, we're going to do something called the double underpass. So, whenever my partner presents me with this, I cannot go through and I cannot go around. So I'm going to go underneath the guard, right? So, the first variation is is very simple. I'm going to hug my partner's hips. I'm either going to S grip, gable grip, or if my partner is much bigger than me and I can't actually close my hands, I'm just going to hug both of the hips. Next, I'm going to pick him up and pull him up. Okay? direction I want to go. So to make this more effective, I'm actually not going to stay on my knees. I'm going to pull him up. I'm going to get onto my toes. Don't put too much pressure on your partner. It's very uncomfortable. But if you're in a live roll, put as much pressure as you want, okay? There's a few variations from here. You can either just walk and throw it by, or the most popular one in the gi is to grab the cross collar or put the hand completely by the neck. What this accomplishes is I'm going to pull the way he looks this way. So I'm going to pull this shoulder up. This is what this accomplishes. I'm pulling this shoulder as I torque the leg the other way. Okay? So for this first part of the technique, all I want your partner to do is get in this position. You're going to get double unders. You pick whatever is most comfortable. S grip, gable grip, or double hip. Depends on you and your partner's relative size difference, right? Or whatever's comfortable for you, how long your arms are. Once you're here, you're going to get on your toes. You're going to drive. If you feel like his hips are too low, pull him up first. Then drive. Be nice to your partner. Kick your hand either on the collar or on the ground. And then walk in this direction until the legs fall off, okay? Alright, go ahead and try that. Switch on your own. If you have any questions, we'll let you know, okay? Or just ask us. Time class real quick. I like to kind of pause if I see some weird current issues. Alright, just to troubleshoot some. Once you're here, you have this. If you're having trouble cutting angle, first thing you should do is pull them up first, okay? Alright, but you don't want to stay on your knees when you start this pass. So the first thing you should do is pass it over to the collar, right? I see a lot of people putting the palms up. Make sure your palm is down. Or if you don't want to have to think about that at all, just grab the neck, because I'll work gi and no gi, okay? This claw grip is really annoying. Next, your right hand. Some people are like wondering what I should do with the right hand. In the gi, you grab into the pants. No gi, you can just cup the hip, okay? So I usually, once you're here and you have both grips, you get on your toes. I see a lot of people stay on the knees. Your partner can tell you there's not a lot of pressure. Get on your knees and sprawl out. But try to be sprawl, put weight onto your shoulder, but try to be as nice as possible, okay? Once you're here, I want you to shrug that shoulder as you walk to the side, okay? All right, go ahead and try that.
And then you kind of bring it underneath.
Okay, time. We're going to keep working on this move, but I'm going to add some things from the guy on the bottom, okay? Alright, so everyone might be saying this move's kind of overpowered, right? There's a lot of pressure and everyone's going nice.
So the reason why it's not super duper overpowered is because if you address it preemptively, you're safe. So we're actually going to do the drill we did earlier, where we shoulder walk back. But again, this is a move. This is why I'm showing you. I want you to be aware of it, because if a big guy does it super fast and super hard, you will jack up your neck. Okay, this happened to me before. So as soon as you feel like your hips are getting, as soon as you see this, he scoops both. What you need to do is you need to take your hands, frame on him somewhere, some way, and as he's scooping, you need to start shoulder walking back as you straighten your legs, okay? So once we're here, as soon as your partner starts, before he's picked your hip up completely, once he's done this, and he puts his, something underneath it to prop my hip up, I cannot generate any meaningful power. I will show you something you can do after that, okay? But as soon as someone starts, you don't want to even risk your neck, especially against big, big guys. So as soon as I'm here, I'm framing on him, and I'm shoulder walking back, and I'm going to take one of my legs and hook it into his thigh. So now when he tries to lift me, he has to lift himself, which is physically impossible, right? So anytime he tries to lift me, he's lifting himself off the ground, okay? So again, as soon as my partner scoops, I'm like, oh no, I messed up, frame. Shoulder walk back, hook one in. Okay? All right, go ahead. Switch when you're ready. Patrick, right? Let him actually start to scoop.
Okay.
So then you kind of get the muscle memory for
Okay.
when he, now he is also frame.
He says frame.
Yeah, and then whatever, honestly, you just need to hook something so you don't get picked up. Especially if there's a big size difference. Scoop back and hook something. And then now that you guys know the defense, the person passing, be a little bit more aggressive. So the person really has to trim, shoulder walk, and hook. I want you guys to really try to pick up that leg, okay? Make it realistic. Make it realistic. Patrick, hook something. Yeah. So now that you made some space, I need you to shoot the end. Otherwise, you're going to be shoulder walking forever.
Okay.
This will stabilize you. Just walk, and shoot the other way. If you guys are going to move, just get more aggressive with it. Make it realistic. Keep it safe, but keep it realistic.
Frame more on his shoulders.
Gotcha.
Get into place. There you go.
Honestly, we do a heel hook here all the time. So
I went for the sweep and I felt bad about it.
Oh, no, that's fine. As long as you don't crank on it, and then you just tap, and then we talk about how to defend it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as soon as the hook comes in, you're safe. But until the hook is in, you are not safe. Especially when it's going to slightly just have to big guy. So if the big person doing it, you get something to stabilize.
Frame just to make yourself distance.
Same for your frame. Think about it. You're allowing him to draw your center of gravity when he uses. Instead, how are you going to slide your hips further? Try that again. Now when you frame, think about framing your hips. He's way too much. Yeah. There you go. Look. So if you extend your hips for a way to hook so that you don't have to
Super aggressive, so get real deep. Wait, time up. Yes, and then Alright, time. Okay. Just before we move on to the next move, to troubleshoot, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm making all this space, but I can't hook. Turn your body where you want the hook, okay? So as you shrimp out, you see I want this hook, right? The one that he has a foot elevated on. I'm going to lean this way to make it easier to enter, right? If his foot is over here, I can't get my left leg in. I see that it's down. I see this one's elevated, so I'm going to lean that direction. That'll make it easier with the hook. Because if I just keep going back like this forever, I won't be able to hook. At some point, I need to turn to my right and hook, okay? All right, so let's say your partner picks your hips up and your neck is in danger. So what you need to do here is I actually don't like to, once he's here, splaying out, there's two things you can do. But you cannot stay at 45 degrees. You either go all the way out and make your legs super heavy and straighten your body into one long lever, or you get both hands. So let's say I really messed up and he clasps his hands too. Okay, what I need to do is get them close, and I'm actually going to leg press the guy. Yeah. And I'm going to take both hands and I'm going to stiff arm this. When I stiff arm this, as I drop my hips back down, this will no longer be wrapped around my hips. So once I'm here, I drop hard, okay? So I'm here. If he got super deep on me, I messed up, I get it close to his head and I leg press him. And I put my arms on him. But I don't, the problem is people will do it here where their arms are still bent. He's still going to dump me and pick me up on my neck. I need to straighten my body so my arms can be straight. Now that the structure is in place, there's no muscle involved, it's all structural, I can drop my hips real hard. If he hasn't gone that far yet, and like maybe can't just, especially the gi, the material here, if I'm here, I'll go all the way out. I don't stay at this 45-degree angle. You either go near his head and press him, or you go all the way out in heavy leg, which just means I lock my legs out, and I make my body into one lever. Okay. Now I can shoulder walk, and then insert the hook. Okay? So play between those two. If your partner pulls you up all the way, go with it, kick him even more, and stiff arm. If he doesn't have this great equipment, he hasn't pulled you all the way up yet, straighten your legs all the way out and stiff leg it, okay? Alright, go ahead. We'll walk around and up. Leg pressing is, I want your arms to lock out completely. Like these elbows need to be locked, and then yeah, now shimmy. So it should look something like this. So if he kicks this with his hands clasped, and he gets my hips real high, so the first thing I do is I leg press him out, and if I don't, the problem with not leg pressing him out is my hands are still bent. This is triceps, right? This is structural.
That's the second one.
So here, I don't have to use the muscle anymore.
The first one is she has
to drive him to the ground. So when I drop my hips and he tries to follow me, like this, whole arm just goes right in the ground. So his arms are stuck, stuck right there. And then here,
she can't get it. Okay? So this time she got closer. She got really on your hips. So try that again. Close. Secure the hips. Yeah. And now frame the arms up. Slide the hips down.
Okay.
How do you stop from twisting your ankle? How do you stop from twisting your ankle with your toes? I'm twisting my ankle.
oh, okay. That's what I said. If he's down, as long as the foot is on his hip, or on his feet. Yeah, because a lot of times when they're up, it's hard to get the foot in the head. Yeah, and then he's down, you can't go all this prevents him from driving back to you. Before he gets the hook, yes, they both. I cannot drop my leg up
close to the hips that are going to pass.
So he's down, but the hip.
You guys are even high for that. Like, you can grab on the pant material and pitch up the hips. Like, yeah, doing that. There you go. That's the one where you have to watch out for her neck. Yeah. There you go.
Wrong one. No, you're going to stack yourself.
Lay out.
Straighten your leg.
Straighten leg.
And throw it all the way out.
Yeah.
There. Now shoulder walk.
Right? Give you a...
Yeah.
That's the one.
You do the rough one.
Okay. So you're still sitting on right now. Now you're going into your S grip or your navel grip.
Yeah. And like, it's like a fun exercise too.
Okay, because you're grabbing on her thighs.
It's fun, you get better, no injury, or you prevent.
There you go. Stop. Slow. Straighten your hips out. Squeeze the knees in. Yeah. Now, just squeeze them in. Straighten the hips. frame on the elbows. Okay, now keep these arms exactly where they are.
Alright, time guys. It looks really, really good. Alright, so what you'll notice is finishing this pass against someone decent or knows what's going on, which hopefully at this point in your jiu-jitsu career could be a lot of people. This move doesn't work anymore. Alright? If I start this, right, he's gonna hook. Actually, I torque, like, especially when I'm competing, I'll throw this leg all the way across and like blow the guy's shoulder out. So this, I just wanted you guys to be aware of it. So if someone, especially big guys, they love jumping into this. Some schools still teach this like religiously. I want you to be safe, right? And so you need to do these things early. Alright, so how do they do it now? So we talked about last time how we used outside passing, right? We go side to side, or sorry, we go through passing. So last week we did a knee cut, and then as I knee cut, he frames. So I switch to the smash pass, and that starts scaling, so I go to the crazy dog pass. So we started initially with a pass through the guard, and I met resistance. I could finish if I'm bigger and stronger, or I just wanted to get a workout in. But the easiest, most efficient thing to do is go back to outside passing. So, how can we make going underneath the guard work? What we're going to do is we're going to use this. Let's say we're here. Once we're inside, we're going to go through the guard and use that to get what we actually want, which is underneath the guard. So when I'm here, right, I'm going to start passing through the guard. Right? He is going to try to recover. He's going to throw, he's going to put this knee in front of me or this shin in front of me and push me. When I see this up high, low, not possible. If he pushes up high, I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to hook. Okay? So, I can keep trying to go through the guard, but this leg's in the way, right? So instead, I'm going to go underneath the guard now. So I'm here, going through is not working, but I'm using going through to make going underneath the guard more successful. So what I'm actually going to do here is once I'm in this position, I'm going to use this to pick him up and walk him up. I prefer this modern way of passing more because one, I don't hurt my partner's neck as much, and two, I have a high chance of taking the back if I want. So when we're here, let's just do the very basic one, and then as you get more advanced, I'll show you the rest with all the spinning back takes and stuff, okay? So once we're here, we're going to do the same thing, except before, I had to use my hands to keep him up. Now, once I picked him up, right, I'm here. Once his hip comes off the ground, I'm going to put both knees behind his hip. So now, try to put your hips back down, Danny. I can use my hands to move him around now. So same thing. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to grab across the collar. I don't even need to drive that hard, but I can. Right? But the most important thing is I take this hand and I pull the pants up. As soon as you do this, he's going to roll. If he rolls all the way, I'm going to take his back. So a lot of people, once I'm here, I start putting pressure with the right shoulder, they'll drop. And I'll take side control, okay? There's actually back takes you can do from here, and I'll show you next time, okay? So again, sometimes I'm here, if I just do the traditional one, and then he might even get a hook, and then throw it all the way, and hurt my shoulder. So I'm here, I'm going to set it up with passing through the guard. I start pressuring, he doesn't like it, I hook underneath. I stand up, I walk him up, and I pinch. Yeah, you get your hips down? He can't. While he's here, I'm going to take my right hand and keep his hips up. Take my right hand, grab his collar, and then I can put shoulder pressure and turn him. If he spins all the way, I'm going to fall and take his back. Okay? Alright, that was the last piece. Go ahead and try that.
Tom, for no gi, you wouldn't grab the pants, you would just cup the hip?
Yeah, so I'm going to actually grab the far hip in no gi. So if I'm here in no gi, one, I'm going to try to grab the far shoulder in no gi, or even place my hand on the floor. Right? The whole point of this hand, what do you think that the point of this hand is?
Stop it from turning.
Yeah, but even more so, it's actually to turn his head this way. It's to keep this shoulder flat. So watch this. If I keep this shoulder flat, and I turn his hip this way, notice the other thing. If this shoulder is flat, and and his hips are this way, recover guard down. Okay? So the whole point of this is actually to turn his face this way. So when I'm passing, right, especially in no-gi, you need more control. I'm going to use this cup or this hand to make sure he cannot turn this way with his upper body. As his upper body is turned this way, I'm going to turn his lower body the other way. Okay, so this hand goes on the forehead. And I switch it. Danny, try to recover guard. Yeah. So no-gi, I like to cup the hip, or you can just hold it in the center and then pass it later. But the most important thing is you keep his upper body turning one way, and his lower body turning the other way. That's what makes passes work. Same thing with like a knee cut. That's why they show like, when we're here, they pull this up. Because look what happens. I pull this elbow up, I'm keeping his lower body this way, and I'm pulling his upper body the other way. So every good pass will torque the body in opposite directions. All right, go ahead. Oh, does everyone remember the move? Yeah, sorry, I went off tangent. Yeah. I went off tangent.
Can you do the head this way?
Yeah. Sorry, I went off tangent. So we're here, we're passing through with a knee cut. He puts his knee shield up. I'm going to put it onto my shoulder. As I do this, I'm going to back out. I'm going to take my left hand and pick him up and pinch. Once I'm here, I'm going to put shoulder pressure and turn it and take side control. If he spins, take it back, okay? All right, go ahead.
So if I'm here and I'm lifting with my back, I'm going to get vertical, right? So I have to get low with my hips. Okay. Do a deadlift, blocking with the knees behind.
These are all just like places.
So get your shoulder underneath
In case he starts.
There you go. Get realigned backward, back up a little bit. There you go. So as you lift, you're going to bring your knees behind the back. There you go. Just like that. You're going to pick a side, so the side. You're going to grab hold onto your collar, thumb in, 4 fingers out. Close to the neck, thumb in, 4 fingers out. So she's forced to look to her left. Keep this elbow pulled in. You're going to get up on your feet. Keep pushing your knees into her. And start pushing in. Try this pass. There you go. You can actually ask her, like, turn back. You see how it goes deeper into the twist. Okay?
I'm here. I'll set it back for you.
Visualize this spine.
This knee, I try this last.
So, I mean, that's really the first one.
This is spine. So that it's like that.
Oh, yeah. If I'm here, the guy's going to freak out in frame. Yeah, again, yeah, he's got a natural edge. You know, this feels so exposed right now, you're not going to do this. And as he does it, not
Left hand
because
grabs.
it's better to be in position. If I'm here, I just go down. If I just go for it, you can grab my grip. Yeah, you do whatever. But if I'm like really opening you in a tight position, yeah, you see how you're doing everything to get that leg off? That's the perfect time for me to. So then you can get the grips you want without forcing it. Again, you can force stuff, but you don't need to. But the guy's gonna, it feels so bad. Are you not cool? You didn't just do it. Yeah, so we're going to start framing there. So this is like, we did that last week, but a lot of times when you start knee cutting, yeah, the guy's going to push you away with everything. Okay. Oh, sorry. Take your left hand.
Yeah, no, what you're doing is right. This is number one. Okay.
With the hip. Grab your knee, and I'm going to walk immediately.
I stay on my knees and do the defense. So go back. So if I do it in 1, 2 motions and I stand, so as he puts his knees up to block me. So I guess so yeah, there's a million different there we're stopping. Yeah, if you know more than that, you can tell your partner, then you guys can go beyond it. But I'm just stopping there today. There's something you can go